A moment of silence. I was silent for a whole paragraph. What do you mean you're resting your hosting thing to me?
I'm not really. I'm not.
Okay, good.
No, it's more to do with the intro.
Alright, now, today we're going to talk about wood. What is wood? Is this wood? It's a coaster.
I mean, your camera panned to your bookshelf, so it's made out of wood.
Focus. Wood. No, go back over there.
Go back over there.
Yes.
Okay, so hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Average Blokes podcast, where we on this show like to prove we're above average. And today with my best mate, Troy. How are you, Troy?
G'day, Jackson. How you going?
Good. You noticed I promoted you to best friend?
I know. Oh, I didn't notice that actually. Thank you. I was too focused on making sure to say g'day for once.
G'day, mate.
And also, I was waiting a while there because I wanted you to do the intro this time.
Oh, thank goodness.
But instead, you went through this whole moment of silence thing, and I was like, "Is he gonna get this over with?"
Did someone die? No one died.
Your hosting career.
Just my hopes and dreams of opening again, doing the intro.
We've just resurrected it after it died.
Yes.
I won't be hosting anymore. Anyway, I'll be hosting this episode, said Jackson.
That's right. Says me, Troy. So, what's been happening, Troy? What's latest? What's going on? What do you want to tell? How are you feeling? Stuff?
Well, I thought I was going to have a really hard week this week, but it's actually turned out to be a lot easier because a lot of the jobs I've been given I've had to send back anyway. Mm-hmm. So I was supposed to do 3 jobs today, and one of them was like a whole house, double story, but and then 2 other houses, which was also upstairs and a bit of downstairs. But fortunately, the 2 other houses basically they were next door to each other. Mm-hmm. They were both out. One of them, the kitchen wasn't installed, so I couldn't do anything there, and the other one was out of tolerance, so I left it because otherwise it would take too much material, cost too much money to fix.
Right. Okay, fair enough.
Or at least for our company.
Yep.
And so I ended up just doing the one job, which was the big job. So I'm glad and even that I sent back half of it because it was out of spec upstairs.
Okay, there you go.
But,
All
so I thought today was going to be like a really hard finish at 6 o'clock possibly day. Instead, it turned into a nice earlier finish.
Nice. Yeah, I started at 6:30, so I was sort of home by like 3:30, so it was nice.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So I can't complain too much. The one thing though was the site I went to today had actually expanded since last time I was there.
Mm-hmm. So I think you told me about this.
Maybe they got accommodation now, so I have to get back there tomorrow and finish off. Isn't
this the one that you have been doing for the past like couple of weeks or something?
No.
But you've been so you've done the one where you had to like come back and then a week later come back again.
That was last week. No, it was Tuesday. I finished that.
Okay, so did you do that? But that specific job, did you do it over a couple of weeks?
Yeah,
or
it was last
sort of
week.
Like every day.
I started last week, and then they had to reorganize me to go back. So
that's what I thought. Oh, beautiful.
People have probably switched off by now because they don't care what we'd be doing for work.
Yeah, that's true. It's just the start of small talk. What we did. Yeah. What we did today. Also, so what was your plan? Were you going to do the radio thing?
Well, no, I was just going to mention as well. We streamed Muck last night, and people, before you go crazy, Muck is a free-to-play video game on Steam. And Troy and I streamed it last night on the channel, on the Average Blokes YouTube channel. So if you want to go watch that, go for you.
You streamed on the channel from your point of view.
From my point of view, but you can see both of us in the facial camera.
Did you add my face to it as well?
Yeah, your handsome face was in the corner. Oh, no, no one's going to watch it now.
The quality, no, I'm thinking the quality's probably terrible because instead of like the mic being here and me doing this, it's like it's over here, it's there, I'm moving it back and forth.
It wasn't too bad, to be honest. It really wasn't too bad.
Well, if you say that, but when I check my recording, it'll probably be worse.
I mean, probably. I mean, that's for you to decide.
Wait, so when you streamed it, was my voice coming through on the stream as well?
Yeah, but yes, it was. So what I did was, now we're going to get real techie for a second, guys. So on our setups, we can select Discord up, so we capture application audio. So I had 2 sources for Discord, one for you, one for me. No, just one for you. Just one for you. And then
I know, but it just means because it's through Discord, it might not be the best quality, but that's fine.
No, that's fine. I mean, yeah,
I could always send you the audio if we want to make a video out of it.
Yeah. Oh, like the things I didn't record, I just streamed it, so I can just download it. And uploaded as a funny ha-has. What are you doing, Troy? What?
I just saw a notification. My headphones are going to die.
Yeah, he might want to plug them in, eh?
That's what I'm going to do.
Yes, that's Actually, that reminds me because. I mean, we're still... Troy can't hear me because he's plugging his earphones in, but now he can hear me. Okay. So,
I mean, I can hear you fine, but they're about to die.
So, highlights of the week.
Yes. Everybody, highlights of the week.
Highlights of the week. Dun, dun.
Jackson, what was your highlight of the week? What was the best part of your week so far?
Oh, actually, so this actually happened last week, but I forgot to mention it.
Well, if it happened before Wednesday, we're all good.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, after Wednesday, it's technically this week.
Yeah. So I went and got a DS, a Nintendo DS, pretty cheaply.
Oh, yeah.
And the
Didn't
problem...
you do that ages ago?
No. So this DS I've had for a little while now, and the issue with it was it wasn't playing games. It just wasn't reading games. And so I did some YouTube researching, and there was a few how to fix channels, specifically on video game consoles and stuff. And I did some research, and I found out that the problem with the DS was the pins where you put the cartridge in, there were 3 that were bent.
Ooh, so you had to bend them back, did you?
Yeah, and
did you bend them like Beckham?
You'll never guess what tool.
You went onto one of those restore channels and just watched a guy like restore one of those wrecked, basically drowned, muddy DSs. And you're like, I can do that. Yeah,
it's a guy who literally buys consoles for eBay and refurbishes them, basically just fixes them, and most of the problems with them are just straightforward, like batteries dead, like the batteries kaput, so he just replaces the battery and that's it.
I've seen a couple of channels like that, where the guy's like, I picked this up from this store and they said it wasn't working, and all I did was unscrew this and reattach this wire and it's good to go. Yeah,
so I checked on the DS cartridge slot and the pins were busted so I took apart the plate and then got inside. And using
I can't
this...
hear you now. My headphones have properly died. So I keep on... What did you use?
So
I used the clippers.
Nail clippers. This specifically this part here. So people who have at home who are not watching this, you know how when you get your normal nail clippers, there's that little weird pointy thing in the middle you can slide out. Basically, the very pointy end of that is what I used to bend the pins back, and I felt like I was a surgeon. Like I was like just really trying to focus. Like, don't bump anything else. Just keep it nice and steady. And I used my iPhone torch to shine light so I can see what I was doing properly. So, it worked out quite well though, because there was some space in the cartridge to move this thing around, and because on the YouTube channels people actually have specific tools like this, but like very narrow and like in a screwdriver form, where there's a shaft part and then there's the little thing that helps to move stuff around. But me just used some this nail clipper thing, and it worked fine. I got the pins back in place, and the thing reads games, and I'm like so happy, because sometimes if I didn't bother trying, I would have just thought, okay, I need to go buy a whole new DS cartridge slot, which would have cost more money, and it would have been worth it. So yeah, I fixed it and I tested it, and when the game started playing, I was like, oh, this is the best moment ever. I've actually fixed something.
I know the feeling, because I had to fix the button on this controller. Remember that?
Oh yes, you did.
And the funny thing is, in the video tutorials for that, they've got the special plastic tool. Me, I was just like, I'll just grab a sharp knife and shove it in there.
So the problem with the DS though, right? They had these tiny ass stupid screws as well.
Oh yeah, true.
And that was the most annoying thing, because I was so worried about breaking them or just screwing the part where you put the screwdriver into.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't screw it up.
Oh yeah, no, that's.
Well, Jackson, you should quit screwing around.
Quit screwing around with it. Well, that was the problem, because I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to break it any more than I need to. But I managed to fix it, and so I've got a working DS. And obviously, the people are like, oh, what do you got a DS for? It's because, so when I first bought Pokemon Diamond Pearl back in 2007 or 8, whenever it was, all those years ago, after moving around house and so much, my younger sister, still had them. Just sitting at home in her
cartridges
room.
Or?
Yeah, the games, the cartridges. And so I got them back from her last year for my birthday. I went over there for my birthday.
Wait, what happened to the DS that was with them? Did you take it with you at some
No,
point?
because I must have, but then I remember trading it in to upgrade to the 3DS. But then that 3DS got stolen on the train in 2015.
Stolen off the train.
Yeah, but the game...
Oh.
But the only game that was in it, there was 2 games. I
It's
downloaded...
Pokemon Ruby.
No. Pokemon Moon, actually. Pokemon Moon I had
I
at that
knew
time.
it. The guy saw you. He's like, he's playing Pokemon Moon.
Yeah, I gotta steal it.
I must have it. It must be mine. Precious.
So I had Pokemon Moon and Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS, which was,
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I've noticed a trend, Jackson.
Yeah, have you? Have you just?
I've noticed a trend. You seem to be trading everything in and then buying it back.
Yeah, I mean, over
You're
time.
You're like, oh, I used to have a Wii, and then I traded it in, but now I've got a new one.
Well, I got a Wii for free, so you can't say no to that. And I'm still so happy.
True.
I'm still so happy that guy gave it to me because I bought a device that you plug in the back. And it's just it's called the Wii to HDMI. It's just like a little adapter you plug into the display sort of port thing in the back, so you can just use HDMI.
You can play it on a computer.
You can
or
use
your
HDMI.
TV.
Yeah.
Can you play it on your TV?
Yeah. No, because the thing is, you can record it now. Because with AV plugs, you couldn't plug it into any recorder.
Yeah, but with HDMI you can. Yeah, I get that. I'm just imagining you obviously because you don't have a TV, but the TV that we've got, like you plug it in, it's just playing like Nintendo, playing Game Boy games on this giant screen.
Well, that's what the GameCube was, Troy. The GameCube was a Game Boy player as well.
I mean, yes, no.
It had a
sort
GameCube
of.
player.
I mean, you
adapter
might,
thing.
just because you could plug in the Game Boy or whatever. They had wireless adapters for them, didn't they?
Probably.
There was a special because I had a Game Boy Advanced and a Game Boy Advanced SP, and I had the special like little clips that did a wireless signal to each other.
Yeah,
that's how I was able to. I got every starter in both generations in the first gen, Leaf Green, Fire Red. Because of that, it was great.
Nice.
Cool. I remember this was back in primary school. Wow, that was years ago. Some kid was like, "Oh, can you give me one of your starters?" I'm like, "No, I restarted the game 3 times to get this stuff." And he goes, "Oh, can't you do it again?" I'm like, "I'm I'm halfway through." No, and he goes, and he got annoyed. Yeah, I remember him getting like, but annoyed to the point where it's like, he was annoyed that I wouldn't give it to him, even though it's mine and I'm free to like. He was acting like he was entitled to it. I was like, no, like I get another game, or you know, give me something worthwhile in the current game.
Yeah, it is a bit. It's like, yeah, I don't owe you anything. Why do I have to give you this thing that you want so badly?
I remember thinking, geez, to the guy like, yeah, I could, but I'm not going to. And your attitude, I'm definitely not going to now.
Your ratitude.
Your ratitude.
Yeah, so what about you, Troy? What's been your highlight of the past week or whatever?
My highlight of the week has been downloading Ramen 2 for Courtney.
Ah, yes.
And having her because she had Tuesday off because she worked on the long weekend. Mm-hmm. So she still got a long weekend, but instead of like, she worked Friday.
Yep.
And then she didn't work Tuesday. So while I was at work, working my ass off, she was sitting on my computer playing Ramen 2. And it was good to get like the nostalgia, and even she felt the nostalgia of playing that game again because she played it with Ryan. Yep. Or she more so watched Ryan play it. But my highlight would have to be like I'll tell the story. The worst part of it is I thought I could just get an emulator and I could download like one of the games and play it that way. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh, well, I can't really do that because it's illegal. And then I realized you could play them online because people have like websites where it just loads the game for you. And that version, because it was the same as the emulator, because it was the old version of the game, the graphics wasn't that good. Mm-hmm. So I looked, and I'm thinking, I couldn't find it on Steam. And it turns out you can actually, if you have a Ubisoft account, or Ubisoft, or whatever they're called, you can just buy the game for like $1.
Oh, wow.
So I made an account, bought the game for Courtney, and then I installed it and it wouldn't play.
Oh, that's great.
It came up with like, I'm not sure if it was a pixel error or it was the display error. Because the game wasn't designed for like HDMI quality and all that, so I had to go through like I took an hour. I found a Reddit post that explained if you've got someone who had the same issue and they reposted it and how to fix it and that, and I had to go through this whole video. It took me an hour to get it to work.
Mm-hmm. Wow, savage.
And but it was fantastic once I got it working. It was so funny watching Courtney play. She's gotten better now because she's been playing like for an hour or so every day. Mm-hmm. But when she first started playing, like she literally like just she struck. You know, the first jump in the game is just a simple little jump and then helicopter, because instead of a double jump, you've got the little float thing.
Yeah,
it's just a ledge. It's a simple starter. It's the tutorial level, and you got to jump over, like high jump as much as you can, and then helicopter over. It took her like 6 attempts or something to get it. And she's like angling because the character runs right, and because we were using the keyboard controls, she was like using the keyboard, and she's just slowly like lining up the character.
Little bit by bit.
Yeah, and now she's gotten a lot better. I still played a couple of levels and helped her out here and there, and when she gets stuck, I'd come give her a hand.
Mm-hmm.
But
your wife, the gamer.
Yeah, but my highlight of the week has been watching her play Raymond too.
That's funny. That could be an idea for YouTube content if you really wanted to.
My wife, I did think that. I was like, I could post a video. I could record Courtney playing this and post a video of my wife playing. Watch my wife fail at.
That would be quite entertaining, actually. Because we spoke about this on the phone the other day, and with like my wife, she remembers playing Sims Park. That's really the only thing she kind of remembers. And Age of Empires.
Yes, well, same. But then again, it would make sense.
Yeah. Considering back in the day when you bought cereals, they usually come with a copy of a game.
That's pretty much how everyone's... Yeah. I think that's how everyone knows Age of Empires, because of Kellogg's.
It was good marketing, though.
Oh, it was brilliant. The only problem is they ended up with multiple copies. I think we had like 3 copies of Age of Empires 1 at that point.
Yeah. It's kind of funny, though, because now I'm thinking about it. Like, you don't see that anymore these days. The only thing you might see slightly is like you buy a cereal and you get a sticker or something stupid.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's a bit disappointing because how hard would it be it would be really cheap to even just if they did a reprint of those old games, but up to date, like a CD reprint or actually. Ooh,
well, the problem is a digital code.
Because you can't do a CD. Yeah.
A digital
that's a
code.
Steam code or something.
Yeah, that's what you could closest to do. The thing is too, like, because Age of Empires 2 HD expansion is still a thing, and because that's basically just a sort of a remaster or redo of the original game. So it's just to give it that.
While we're at it, actually, I'm going to open up Steam real quick. How much is the game?
I can't remember. I've got it. I bought it pretty cheaply.
I'm just gonna have a.
Age of Empires 2. It's called Age of Empires 2 HD expansion.
Wow! I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the prices of Age of Empires.
Yeah.
What the Age of Mythology Extended Edition? $42.
Yeah, it's apparently a really good game.
What?
It never lost its touch.
Oh, what? $42?
It aged well.
It's a little too well. So you can. At least the bundle's only $200.
Oh, that's a relief.
Oh, sorry, not 200. It's only $199.8.
I wonder, because was that a Microsoft
with 25% off?
Was Age of Mythology a Microsoft game as well?
Probably. It would have been.
I wonder, it might be on Game Pass. I doubt it though. But
here we go. I'm going to click on Age of Empires franchise because I didn't see Age of Empires 1 pop up. That's interesting. Oh, that's weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They don't have. Oh, Age of Empires HD edition, $28. I take it back. What the heck?
That's not too bad.
What? What?
Yeah, no, because it's actually really good. Because what they did last year or the year before, they actually brought out more expansion passes. Oh, no, not passes, expansion packs.
I see. So are they adding to the game?
Yes.
Okay, well that's
this game is so old now that they're still adding content to it, and it's amazing.
Oh, okay. I guess it's a bit. I'm just looking at that going. That thing was free. That thing was free with not free. Yeah, it was free with Kellogg's, Wheat Bix, or Nutrigrain or something. It was free with Nutrigrain.
Nutrigrain or Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops was it?
Maybe I don't know. I think.
Anyway, it was free like 20 years ago.
With the Nutrigrain, you have to buy the
With the Nutrigrain, it was free 20. Now it's $28. Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh. Forget it. I'd rather play market free.
Yeah, market's free.
I'd rather muck around.
So people, if anyone, like we said earlier, we can watch me and Troy playing muck on the stream. Just go to the YouTube channel and go under streams. You'll find it there somewhere.
I'm in shock. I've changed my highlight of the week. This has been my highlight of the week. Discovering that game, which was free, is now $28 on Steam. I mean, I could probably get it for $1 somewhere online, like the Steam key or something. But there you go.
Yes, there you go. Yeah. All right then. Let's go onto our subject. That was my segue sound.
That is now your official segue sound.
You know the song "I'm a Scat Man"?
Skibbity, yep, dot up, dot.
That's where I got that sound from.
Oh, were you trying to do that?
It was not.
It sounded
good.
Nothing like that.
Exactly.
It sounded more like Peter Griffin doing the boobity boobity, boobity boobity boobity.
Oh,
Peter, you don't speak. Yeah, Peter, you don't speak Italian just because you have a mustache.
Just because you have a mustache. Boobity boobity.
The guy's like yelling at him.
Only a little quick.
The guy's like yelling at him, and he's just going boobity 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 boobity.
That's a great bit. There's so many great bits on Flavor Family Guy. Anyway,
it's one of your favourite shows.
Yeah, we've got to stop dreaming, Troy, because that's what our topic is. Dreaming.
Yes, well, dream big or go home. You know what I say.
What was the thing you read it before we started recording? It standed for something mobility.
Oh, I quickly Googled dream, but because I capitalized it right, why did OBS open up? That's weird. Because I capitalized it, it came up with like this Australian Government Defence, and dreams is Defence Remote Electronic Access and Mobility Service.
Yep, that's
AKA Dreams.
About. That's what we're talking about now.
You'll love this. Dreams can be accessed from any web browser or any non-defense protected device.
Wow, it's up in the cloud.
These additional steps are required to establish Dreams access. I'm not going to go through the rest of this. But
what about if you capitalize nightmare? What happens when you do that?
I mean, I'll give it a shot. Why not? No identification granted. Hairy toad, massive antelope, rabbit, egg. Nah, it doesn't come up with anything except for synonyms. I mean, I could search acronym and see what comes up.
No one.
It's already. Oh, we've got synonym, but we don't want that.
I feel like there'd be a super villain dude called Nightmare or something. Just randomly, I don't know.
I mean, there's heaps of characters called Nightmare in video games and cartoon shows and movies.
Look out! It's Nightmare!
No, there's a whole song. There's a whole song. Also, that was kind of loud. It sounded like, hey, he's still doing the sound.
No one's getting harassed behind you. That was just me screaming in your ears. Don't worry, folks.
Oh, your scream sounds just like your laugh.
Thanks. That's great to know, I guess. Yeah, okay, don't overdo it.
I need some.
So, dreams and or also nightmares, I guess, as well. So, the reason why I want to talk about it, because Troy had also... We have a lot of phone calls. We talk way too much on the phone.
Yeah, well, if you actually did some work, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, well, I was driving. Every time you seem to ring me, it's when I'm driving, or I'm nearly finished my job.
Oh, good. That's perfect timing, then.
It is. It is such good timing.
You're the only one I can call, because everyone else is too busy working.
This is true. That is true. So, dreams and nightmares. Now, we talked about this for some reason. I can't exactly remember why, but there was some good things that came out of it, and I guess we just kind of want to relay what that conversation was to you guys listening. So, I can remember distinctly certain dreams and or nightmares that I just remember. And when I was telling Troy about these, he was amazed. Like, specifically, there was one nightmare I remember so vividly that he was like, "What? You didn't wake up after the nightmare, like straight away?"
Yeah, because other people wake up after the nightmare, or they fall. They don't realize. Like, I've woken up from a dream or a nightmare, and I've gone, "Oh, that was a dream. I was dreaming. I was lying in bed dreaming." I have had that dream.
Illuminati.
I have been lying in bed dreaming of struggling to sleep. So. Wow. I'll be going to bed and I'm like, oh man, I've only got like 3 hours. I'm only going to get 3 hours sleep. Go to sleep. Why can't I sleep? And then the pattern continues, and I'll just be lying there like wide awake, going, why can't I sleep? And then I'll go, oh, I was dreaming. I couldn't sleep. Thank goodness I actually got some sleep in those 3 hours.
That's a great Inception sort of.
It is kind of
scenario.
It's incredibly frustrating because you feel like you've been awake all night, but the reality is you've been half awake most of the night, and you slept for like an hour. But during that hour, you didn't think you slept.
I have a weird one because I've had many times when I've dreamed, and it's turned to sort of like a deja vu thing. So like I've dreamt a dream, and then for some reason I'll remember that dream so vividly, and then when something happens in real life that is eerily similar to what that dream was about, I'm like, wait a minute, why does this feel familiar? My first sense of deja vu was I remember dreaming when I was like a teenager, mid-age teenager. We went to so my dream was we were driving along in a camper van in a motorhome, and I remember sitting by the window and looking up, and these hills. Now these were just random, ordinary hills, right? Nothing too spectacular. It was greenfield hills, and I just remember looking up at them and the clouds coming over. And then a year or so later, we went on a New Zealand holiday with my family, and I remember looking at the window like, why does that feel familiar? And it was the exact same hills. I kid you not. This sounds like I'm on drugs or I'm going absolutely crazy. But
no, it just sounds like deja vu.
Yeah, it was amazing.
How is it? So let me get this right. You dreamt you saw clouds and trees,
over
and then a year later you saw clouds and trees.
So this is like a year gap almost between the dream and then the dream actually happening in real life.
See, Troy, I dreamt that I woke up and then went to work, and then the next day, I actually woke up and went to work. It was just like my dream.
Because there's been another deja vu dream. There's been 2 or 3 I can think of where I was playing a video game, and I remember because it was Just Cause 3, I was doing a certain stunt in the game in my dream.
In your dream, please clarify, because I'm sitting there going, which part is the dream, which part isn't?
So I was playing Just Cause 3, and I remember
in your dream.
In my dream. I did the stunt, and the bus exploded. I was on a bus and exploded. And I remember my character flying off because he has a parachute or wingsuit that he has in that game. And I was flying over this island at the same time after the bus exploded.
And then the next day you decided to try it for real, and it went exactly as planned.
Maybe 2 or 3 days later, I was actually playing Just Cause, and I'm like, wait a minute, have I done this stunt before?
It's because you probably did the stunt before the day before the dream.
Well, that's the only thing I was thinking of, because that's what deja vu can sort of be, right? Deja vu is kind of like a thing where it's like a reoccurring thing where you're doing something repetitively each day, like playing video games, and say something like a certain thing will happen in a video game. And
it's a little bit more complicated than that.
Yeah, okay.
So I can't remember the exact definition, but deja vu is basically your mind mistaking, or supposedly your mind mistaking, like this is what people have thought, because they haven't been able to. I don't think they've been able to prove how deja vu occurs.
Yeah.
But it's your mind mistaking something that's happening for something that happened in the past. It's a little mental trick, right? So you're doing something happening in the present. Your mind has created this memory of that at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's an in the moment sort of thing. That's why it's called deja vu, because you're like, I swear this happened before, but it's your mind misinterpreting the present as the past.
Yeah.
But it's not as simple as like you're playing a video game and you remember doing that move in that video game. Really, like it's almost scary. It's eerily similar. Is the best way for me to describe. Like you're sitting there going, sometimes you're sitting there going, this is about to happen, and then it happens, and you're like, whoa, that's weird.
Yeah,
that is weird. It's usually for me personally when it happens, it's usually something that like I'll turn and I'll be like, a woman is about to walk out with a pram, like with a pink pram or something, and I'm thinking that in my head, and then sure enough it occurs.
Okay. That's just reading the future, Troy. That's not really.
That's the thing. But you know it's going to happen, but you don't know whether it already happened or if it's happening now, or if you're predicting it.
Yeah. So I just googled how to deja vu, and basically what you said, they kind of say we encounter a situation that is similar to an actual memory, but we can't fully recall that memory. No. So our brain recognizes that similar.
I've never heard that one.
So our brain recognizes the similarities between our current experience and one in the past. Well, that's weird though, because some of mine have been more in the future.
That's what I mean. That's not a very accurate. That's not the definition and way I've heard it explained. It's explained more as a mental. How should I put it? A mental a clog, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, so deja vu. It sounds like deja vu is talking about like something that's happening in the past.
That's what I mean. So the best way for me to describe it is we all know. I don't know if you know this or not, but we're all like a third of a second behind what's happening around us.
Yeah.
Like it's or milliseconds behind. Like because everything that we see has got to go up into our brain, and then we've got to process it and send it back.
Yeah, we're live, but with a delay.
Exactly. We're streaming with very 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 little lag, but there is lag there. There is lag in the real world.
So this is why my cousin, ages ago, I remember her saying this. She's like, "Oh, so are we in a simulation?" And she jokingly said that, obviously.
You say that, but there's lag.
Yeah, it makes sense. Who are we streaming to, though?
And there are NPCs all around us.
Cyberspace tree. We're not.
How do you know you're not an NPC?
We don't need to join the metaverse. We are already the metaverse. Here we go. Someone asked about, can deja vu tell the future? Prior experiments have let me try it again.
They mean psychic experiments. Clairvoyant experiments.
Prior experiments had uncovered a strong predictive bias in people having deja vu, that they feel like they know what's going to happen next. But in the laboratory where they were testing, people who were having deja vu were not able to actually predict what was going to happen next, which kind of fits what happened with my examples. I wasn't telling the future. There was just a situation playing out in my dream that happened to be foretold, or I guess become real. So
I'll give you another example. So what I said, or a better way to explain it, what I said about the pink pram thing. So at that moment, I'll say to Courtney, the woman's about to walk out here with a pink pram, and Courtney will look, and a woman will walk out with a pink pram. But I've just noticed the pink pram faster than I can process it. So I've seen it, and the same thing happens when you're in a stressful situation or when you're in a high adrenaline situation. Your actions and thoughts are separated because your body will send. You can react faster than you can think.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
So it's sort of like a little glitch there, I guess the best way for me to explain it, where you'll see something occur, but before you process it's occurring, it's already happened. So you think it's in the past, but so you think it's about to happen when it actually already has, and you're just catching up to yourself.
I've just discovered the thing that I was talking about. It's not called deja vu. It's called deja rêve.
Rêve.
So DEGA space REV. I mean, that's just the English in a nutshell. So you must be from you must be British.
Well, I don't trust the English either. It's the Scottish in me.
So deja rêve is a generic term for three distinct entities. It can be the recollection of a specific dream, or episodic like, reminiscence of a vague dream, familiarity like, or experiences in which the subject feels like they are dreaming, literally a dreamy state.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. I actually legit like that theory way more better than deja vu.
Well, so you can have recurring dreams.
Yeah, you can. I would love to know how you actually say that, deja rêve. I've never seen that word before.
Deja vu. Courtney, how do you say deja rêve in French? She comes out and goes, deja vu, deja rêve.
Deja rêve.
Deja rêve. Un petit. She'll probably come out, un petit. No, don't talk about it like that.
There's a thought. So why does it happen? This is thought to happen when there's a bit of a miscommunication between two parts of your brain. Deja vu is caused by dysfunctional connections between the parts of your brain and are playing a role memory recollection. Okay, we'll discuss that. Never mind. Forget what I just said.
Every time you say the word deja vu, I keep thinking
the song
of the song, and it's not even the same word. What are they saying? They shuffle. That's what it sounds like. It is the song. Is it actually the song?
Deja vu.
It is deja vu. Okay,
if you look at Troy, I want you to Google the lyrics right now.
No. So when I first heard the song, I heard it as they shuffle. Just say that. Say they shuffle fast enough.
They shuffle. Yeah,
they shuffle.
I can.
It's just. Yeah, so you hear it now. They shuffle.
It's like, I saw this Instagram post where there was there was a English football chant, and they were chanting, "That is embarrassing." But then there was an option where it's like, "What do you actually hear?" And then there was a selection of these other sentences. So, Bart Simpson. Oh, I forget what the thing was. But like, there's these other phrases, and if you hear the chant and look at the other words, other phrases, you can actually go, "Oh wait, are they actually saying that, or they're saying all these things?"
I see what you mean. Yes. I've seen similar things. I've seen a person say basically they say something in German or French, and it means good evening. Can you tell me where the train station is? They say something like a normal phrase word, but in English it sounds like, "Is there poo-poo over there?"
So what do you hear? Is it Bart Simpson bouncing, rotating pirate ship? That isn't my receipt. Lobsters in motion. That is embarrassing. Lactates in pharmacy. I'm chasing Martian.
Are those all meant to sound alike?
Piracy. It's meant to sound like that is embarrassing. So if I play you the video, you'll make more sense.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
Bart is in. Yeah, I'm starting to hear the Bart. Bart is
Simpson,
in what?
Bart Simpson bouncing.
Oh, Bart. Yeah, it does kind of sound like Bart Simpson bouncing.
That's but yeah, that originally saying that is embarrassing.
Yeah, you got to do it with the British accent. That is embarrassing.
That's what makes
that is
work.
Embarrassing. I think that sounded kind of like a bunch of British guys screaming about soccer.
Yeah. Yeah. So
we need more of that. We need more of that in the AFL.
We'll never get it because AFL's like Collingwood.
No, we can change it, Jackson. All we have to do is go to a game. All we need is you and me, and we just start doing a chant.
Troy, did I tell you the Adelaide United chant? One of the Adelaide United chants is so good. So, do you remember the Snowtown incident? The guy who murdered a bunch of people in Snowtown?
No, I don't know about that.
Basically, he brought all these dead bodies in barrels.
Mm-hmm.
And so the chant at Adelaide United games is, "You're going home in a barrel, home in a barrel." Because they're singing that to the away team. Because if they're losing, the away team's losing. "You're going home in a barrel." But yeah, soccer chants are savage. But yeah, anyway, back to on topic here with talking about dreams and nightmares. There was a nightmare I talked to you about this on the phone, but this nightmare was insane. Basically, I was in the car just driving along, and all of a sudden, this shooting just randomly happened out of nowhere.
What? In the dream.
Yeah, in the dream.
Okay,
the nightmare.
Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. I'm googling Collingwood coach name.
Craig McRae.
Is he still the coach?
He's current coach. He was only coaching since last year.
I should have used Google instead of DuckDuckGo. It came with it straight away.
Because Nathan Buckley was the last one.
Yeah, they so what? Because I was searching coach. Because what they should do with the AFL is they could use his name for something. Or if it's Collingwood versus
there's only one Craig McRae. One Craig McRae.
No, you shout Craig McKay's kind of gay. Craig McKay's kind of gay. He is a. They could do that. They could totally do that with this guy's name. I'm going to search. I'm not really I'm an Essendon fan, obviously, so I'm going to search the Essendon coach name because I can't be biased. I got to
see. Brad Scott.
Brad Scott, really?
Brad Scott. Yeah.
Brad Scott. Oh yeah.
Brad Scott.
Oh my goodness. Brad Scott. He doesn't know that I'm doing his wife.
Brad Scott doesn't know that me and his mama doing his bed every Friday.
It needs to be repeatable. That's not bad.
Like a chant. That needs to be a proper chant. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of something that rhymes with Scotty.
Snotty.
That's not bad. Brad Scott is a bit of a snotty.
Brad Scott is a snotty. Brad Scott is a snotty. I don't know. Anyway, can we get back onto the topic, please?
Oh, come on, this is great. No,
I know it is. To be honest, I kind of do want to keep going on this on this thing, but like I feel at the same time
we'll do a chant episode at some point. Even though we brought it up in the past, we can do it.
I'm happy to do that again. Though. That was fun.
But it's kind of hard because I don't remember most of my dreams.
Or nightmares?
Like that's my main issue. The no, I don't think of I don't remember a lot of nightmares. There is one particular nightmare that. So there's two. Obviously, there's two nightmares I can remember. One of them isn't really a nightmare. It's just it's the death dream. You know, you dream of your death.
Yeah.
Like, or you nightmare about yourself dying. The other one is also me dying in the dream, but it's me specifically running away from a bunch of people out in the middle of like a field or a farm field, away from a giant shed. It's like a Bunnings size shed, and it's like a typical green looking shed, but the size of Bunnings.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just a bunch of people running after me. And I turn, and like I'm just thinking about it scares me. I turn, someone grabs me, and they slit my throat, and just everything fades to black. And then I wake up. And then I wake up.
Okay, so yeah, my nightmare's a bit similar in the ways that there's just shooting, but then because I was driving along, and then just shooting out of nowhere started happening. And there was a lot of gunmen, and then I randomly get out of my car for some reason and jump into the back of my car to hide. I don't know why that's a good idea, because you think, oh, that's an easy target. But yeah, I remember ducking in the back of the car, and then I remember the bullets piercing through my window.
Oh, wow.
And then I remember the shooters literally coming up to me, like by poking their head in and aiming their gun at me. Did not wake up. I just remember that dream, that nightmare.
Oh, that's freaky. Wait, so did you get shot and die or not?
I just remember the gun and the bad guy looking at me.
I think you've told me this before. Sorry, I've got a bit of from talking about my dream.
You remember saying like, "What? You didn't wake up from that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just remember the dream and I remember it."
But yeah, well, thinking about my dream again, I remember it's. I've had the same dream. I've only had it twice, but they were months apart of each other. Probably have it again tonight now that I've thought about it. But I can remember vividly the feeling of like the knife going like that.
Oh, that's nasty.
And just fading to black. Like literally, like my eyes, everything just goes dark.
Yeah, right.
It was not fun.
The repeating nightmare I've had, it's a silly one. Well, yes and no, it's silly. Me just falling from the sky. Or just falling off a cliff or something.
Everyone has the falling dream, though.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, everyone like I don't know it's about a cliff, or I don't know about a dream about a cliff.
Like skydiving, falling from the sky. That's all. That's basically how it gets. So Troy, I was going to mention that you were saying I don't remember in my dreams. I was about to say, you mean to say that in your brain, which is capable of holding 2.5 million gigabytes of memory, you can't remember your dreams?
Not really, no. Most of them I can't remember, to be honest.
That's fine.
But I don't get enough sleep for some of them. Partly they have to. And a lot of people don't remember their dreams. A lot of people they remember it in the when they first wake up for the first 2 minutes, and then they get up, start doing stuff, and they forget. Mm-hmm. But yeah, do you remember many of your dreams?
Well, only the ones that sort of like that deja vu thing, because like that's the only ones that stick out to my brain that really, sort of. Oh, there were ones when I was playing. I told you this on the phone. You probably don't remember exactly, but I remember having these dreams. I was playing, like, this is when I was a younger teenager. I was playing video games, which I didn't actually own in real life, but I remember the dream so well that when I woke up in the morning, I'm like, okay, I can't wait to play the game. And I'm like, oh wait, no, that was a dream. Sad.
I've had dreams like that actually.
They were like the worst dreams.
I have had dreams like that where I remember like being excited to play a game or something or do something, and I've woken up and I've gone, oh, it's a dream. Oh, I'm actively sweaty from thinking about that dream.
Wow, that really got you.
It's the scariest thing that I've ever experienced.
Did you see the person's face?
No, that's the problem. They were behind me.
I
have no idea who gets me in the end, but like a bunch of people chasing after me. I'm pretty sure I'm at least 6 meters away or more from all these people I'm running from, and I just turn to look at them, and that's when someone gets me from behind somehow.
So you said it was a shed like Bunnings. Was it Mitre 10?
No. It was just a standard green. I think it was green. Oh, so you know those green sheds they sell at Bunnings?
Yeah. garden sheds.
Yeah, the garden sheds. So imagine that, except like that colour, but Bunnings size sort of shed. Yeah, gotcha. It's your typical like tractor shed.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay. Yep.
But yeah, and I can remember clear blue skies and all that. It's very like I don't remember exact details, but yeah, just the sensation of like my neck.
Wow. Yeah, I can't say I've had a... Because that kind of feels like a 4D kind of dream. Like you have it's like a deep, intense dream that it feels like it's so real.
It was one of those dreams that feels real. Yeah. And that's why I forgot all about it, and then I had a couple, like 6 months later, I had the exact same dream. Mm-hmm. There was another dream that I've had very like similar to that, like a really terrible, horrible nightmare, but I actually can't remember that one, which is nice.
Dodged the one there.
But other than that, I've had sleep paralysis once or twice, probably 5 times over my lifetime, probably more, but I can't remember. But sleep paralysis doesn't happen that often. That's for people who get that like on a daily basis or monthly or weekly. I feel really bad for them because you know what sleep paralysis is, don't you?
It's just where you can't wake up, isn't it?
No, it's where you're it's similar. It's like that. I don't know how to explain it except
I've heard of it.
You're asleep in your dream, right? But you can't move.
Oh, right. Okay.
And you feel like you're awake, and you feel like your arms feel like it's like heavy.
Is that when you're conscious? Your conscious is awake, but your body is not.
That's pretty much it. You're still asleep, but you're conscious at that exact time. So because you're asleep and your body's not moving, you go to move your arm, and and you can't move anything, and you like, and then you get that moment like with me when it happens with me, and what people say to do is you just got to keep trying, and I pretty much like I'll be lying there in bed and I'll be like trying to move my left arm, and I'll be like, and then I'll wake up and I'll, like I'll literally jump out of bed going, I'll move, I can move,
I'm alive. I don't think I've ever had sleep paralysis. I cannot think of a moment where that's happened.
Okay, you probably
the only times of bad sleep I've had is when my calf will cramp up. Specifically my left calf. It's always been my left calf that cramps up during the night.
Oh, okay.
And it's the worst pain. It's literally the worst.
Do you wake up from it then? Does it wake you up?
Yes, 100%. It's like someone stabbing you in the leg. That's that kind of pain. And then the only way you can get rid of it is by sort of like doing some light, gentle stretches. And then you just get back to bed after like a minute or two. But it's the most.
So it's like a cramp. Do you mean?
That's what I said.
Cramp.
It's cramp in my calf. It's always been the left calf that gets the cramping.
Oh, that's
weird.
And
like I said, it's like a stabbing. Someone's stabbing you in the leg.
Maybe when you sleep, your body tends to like stretch out your toes, like and point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Without you realizing, because that's the only way I can imagine you getting a cramp in your calf when you're sleeping is if your body's stretching without you knowing.
Yeah, well, I think that's what happens because it is most of the time. Like sometimes the cramp will happen as soon as I go to extend my left leg. Because sometimes I'll curl up with my feet, my legs will curl up, and then every now and then I'm like, oh, I want to stretch my legs, and sometimes when I go to stretch it, it gets there, and it goes, and then it just stings.
Ouch.
Yeah, that'll wake you up from any dream, having a cramp at night.
Have you had the sex dream, Jackson?
Yes. I think every male has had the sex dream though.
I reckon everyone has had the sex dream at least at one point, or even if they don't even realize it.
I mean, when you dream, it really does become a fantasy. It legit is like because you can. The thing is,
it's too bad the dream is better than the real thing.
You can't. Said by Troy Preston.
Yes, that's right.
No, the thing is because dreams are weird because they can be a fantasy dream because there's not really a way where you can control a dream. It's just what happens in a dream. I feel
true.
So like, and when you get those kind of dreams, it's kind of like, this is a dream because this cannot ever happen in real life.
Oh, I don't think that at all. I'd get to the good bit and then I wake up like most people.
So it's over before you know it.
And then I wake up in the morning, I'm like, dang it.
I'm still a virgin.
But I'll ask you a question about that. Not being a virgin, but I'll ask you a question about, have you thought of a specific person or thing?
Thing? Yeah.
I mean, I don't like to judge, but if you thought of a specific thing.
What about the thing from the movie?
You can think about the thing from the movie. I don't know what movie. That movie? Yes.
Does you know the thing? It's a monster animal thing.
I know the thing you're talking about. That I know about that thing. Why would you dream of Jackson? Why are you thinking of a swamp monster thing? Oh no, I was thinking you're thinking of the Fantastic Four thing.
Yes.
I thought you. There's a DC. I think there's a DC character called the Thing.
Yes,
as well.
I believe that's correct.
But
I was talking about the swamp monster though.
I see you get turned on by rock hard. By hard rocks.
I'm trying to do a bit here, man. Come on. Let me have this bit.
Anyway, I didn't ask you to clarify, but does a face or body or something come to mind, or is it just kind of that feeling?
I guess it's more of a feeling than a face.
Okay, good, because that's what I get as well. I don't really experience, like, I don't see a person. There's not a person doing whatever to me or I'm doing to them. I just kind of have a feeling.
Yeah.
Is the best way to explain that dream.
Yeah. I wonder, like, if there's a wonder if you can wait until influence dreams, can you?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Well, before you...
Short answer is yes. Long answer is very difficult.
It was the number 3 auto suggested.
Of course
question.
People...
what you do while awake actually can influence your dreams and how you sleep. Dreams often seem out of our control, like a movie we watch at night rather than we watch something direct. However, new research shows that some behaviors can actually affect your dreams in both good and bad ways. Cool.
There you go.
Someone asked, can you force a dream about something? And the answer says, let's say you really want to beat that maze. Could you force yourself to dream about it? Possibly. People are more likely to dream about the things they worry about the most during their waking hours. So the best way to introduce a targeted dream is to truly believe what is important. Why would you dream about a maze?
I think they were using it as an example, but it was a bad example. Why are they trying to do it? Why are they trying to solve a maze?
Should have gone left turn. Oh, there's the exit. Oh, wait, no, that's the entry. Oh, there's that person again.
Now I know why Letitia doesn't sleep in the same bed.
Oh, she's been here for 3 days.
Jackson, you know what? This is me in that situation, right? Put your left hand on the wall and follow it. Alright, sweet, done. Finished.
Left foot red.
Just put your hand on the wall and keep walking. You'll get to the end eventually.
Have you actually done a maze before?
Yeah, I've done a couple of mazes.
I think I have. I can't remember.
I did one, like, there's one at Phillip Island you can do.
I think Tish and I did one on our honeymoon in New Zealand. I'm pretty sure. I think we did.
There's Courtney. I've got a video. I've got a video of Courtney and me at a maze in what's that area called?
Yeah, you did one on Mount Martha.
Is it Mount Martha? Is that down Gippsland? Not Gippsland. Down the peninsula.
Mornington Peninsula. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
we
did that one at the gardens and that.
Yes. Yep.
But we've done other ones.
Yeah.
Mazes are fun.
They amaze you.
They are quite amazing.
But Troy, are we still funny? Are we still funny, by the way?
Not at this point, no.
I was referring to the fact that you've been listening back to our episodes, remember?
Their quality has gotten better.
That's great.
Except, I was gonna talk to you about that. I was gonna bring it up in small talk actually, but I'll quickly summarize. Jackson, we need to make more episodes and faster too. No, we need to make them we need to do 2 a week or 3. Because
maybe 3 is too much of a stretch. I think 2 is enough.
I need more content.
You're not content with all content.
I caught up. I listened to me talk about me watching myself.
Troy, what you should
it was weird.
You should write down what you want to hear yourself talk about.
I don't want. That's not. Why would I listen? Why would I do that, Jackson? I don't want to know what I'm going to talk about.
I suppose.
You'd be surprised. You listen to it. You'd be surprised when you're talking. You'd be like, "Oh, that's right. I remember that." Oh.
Yeah, that is a lot actually. I did that last night when I was shiny hunting again. I watched the which one was it? The second last one before commercialism. I can't remember what that episode was called, but yeah, I remember watching that one.
Before commercialism. That turned into an AI one, I think.
They always do. Because I think we ended with the commercial one. We were like, oh, we need to make this episode more exciting. So let's end it with some AI stories or something stupid.
You spent 20 minutes, I think, talking about AI, but we're digressing again. We're trying to focus on dreaming, all right?
Well, to be fair, I'm happy because I reckon we've kind of wrapped up the dream talk because I don't really have much more to talk about dreams except for the fact that dreams are really unexplainable to some, like especially for me, because like especially when I dream about things that happen in the future is crazy. I'm glad though I've learned that that's called déjà rêve. Oh, sorry to the people who are French and like, oh, he said it wrong again. I can't believe he keeps saying it wrong.
Day shuffle.
That's different. That's the experience of you've shuffled the same cards over and over.
You've shuffled the same. Well, I was going to bring up one more point about about dreams. So I thought of this as we were talking about dreams because memory and all that stuff, and I remembered. Excuse me. I have like the dreams that I do have, and I do remember. Like there are random people in it, as well as like generally if I'm watching an anime or a cartoon, the anime character will be it, or I'll find myself in the protagonist's shoes in it, and I'll be saying a character's name like I'm the main character in it, talking to them. Mm-hmm. But the weird things that happens in dreams is I'll dream of people I haven't spoken to or seen in years.
Yeah, I know that.
Like a few, like a couple. I can't remember the dream, but I've had a couple of dreams where I've dreamt of like a couple of girls from high school.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
okay. And well, here's the thing, right? Like I had no interest in these people whatsoever. Like I knew who they were. I've spoken, obviously we were in the same classes and all that, or we took similar classes and all that, but I wasn't really friends with them. I didn't talk to them that much. I knew their personality, etc. But there was no reason for me to be dreaming about them.
That sounds like what happened to me in real life.
Yeah. How did that happen to you in real life?
Because someone had an interest in me and I could not care less for them.
Oh, I've had that happen too. I've had a girl when I was in high school. I was on the train coming back from the city, right? And I've had a girl come up to me and go, Troy? And I've gone,
hi.
Yeah, hi. And she goes, did you go to this school? And I went, yes, I went there. And she was like, it's this person. I'm like, I have no idea who you are. And it was a girl I knew from primary school.
Okay, interesting.
And I'm sitting there going, well, that's nice. Nice to see you again, but yeah, I don't remember who you are.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you change from over a period of time. People change.
Well, this was like, so this was in like, I want to say, I don't know, I can't remember. This was when I was 16 and the person I knew I was like 10 or something. So it was like 6 years later. Yeah. And nowadays, 6 years doesn't seem like that much, but when you're 10 to 16, it's a huge difference when you think about it back then.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, it's because like maturity as well. When you grow over that time as well. A lot.
Well, that was the thing. I didn't recognize the person because they look completely different as well.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy like that. Like, I mean, that's just life in general. Because like one of my cousins, who I knew growing up, he was very very out there, outrageous kind of guy. He's just had a kid.
Outrageous.
He just had a kid recently, and yeah, he's.
Well, that doesn't surprise me at all.
He's a responsible, adultish kind of man now.
And you just look at him, and you just look back, and you're like, I remember when you used to like.
I remember when you used to throw shoes at your
over a barbed wire fence.
No, he used to him and his brother used to throw shoes at each other.
I remember when you used to throw shoes at people. I remember when you used to spit off bridges on cars.
I remember when you actually this is another thing he did. He drove along. So in Port Augusta, there's a car bridge and a pedestrian bridge. Mm-hmm. He was on top of a 4 drive driving along the car bridge, and for some reason he decided to jump out off the car into the water.
What? While he was driving?
No, someone else was driving.
Oh, okay.
This is a main road bridge.
Wow. And he dived into the water.
Yes, and about 5-10 meters high.
Oh, that's brilliant. I'd do that. If the water's deep enough, why not?
That same guy is dead now.
That guy's dead now.
But
and he'll be dead soon.
Life changes a lot of people though. But yeah, that's just like, wow, that guy. Yep, he's dead now. Yeah. Troy, I have a proposal for you actually. This weekend, specifically Saturday, my wife is working a late shift. So she's working from 1 o'clock to 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned just before that you think we should do more podcasts, more content, and I'm happy to do so.
I'll have to check my schedule.
Oh, you've got a busy schedule, don't you? So I was thinking either you come over here or I come over there with my daughter and we can do a live podcast together in the same room.
Sure.
Or vice versa.
We'll just have to have our third maybe as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically our third.
Where is the third member? She's not around here at the moment. I don't know what she's doing. She's probably playing on her phone in our room. Oops.
Are you playing Rayman 2?
No, she can't because I'm using the computer.
Oh, using the computer.
I guess I could put it on the other computer, but yeah, I don't know how that thing's starting to get old. It might not even be able to handle Rayman 2.
Yeah. So, we'll discuss about that maybe. We'll see if we can organise something if you want. Otherwise, guys, if you guys are still listening to this point, please let us know about if you had any sort of peculiar dreams that you remember vividly and you're willing to share with us.
Yes, please again, share your dreams with me.
Yeah, use the hashtag TABP.
So I may destroy them and gain their energy.
Actually, that reminds me, I never checked the
For I am the Dream Eater, and the Dream Eater is I.
Yes,
I'm going to interrupt you again.
No, it's okay. Remember how you were listening to us and you're like, I talk a lot, and you kept trying to interrupt me for good. But anyway, it's all good.
What?
Oh, don't worry. You remember how you're talking on the phone yesterday and you're telling me about how you talk too much, and I try to break you up because there's a
Jackson. We didn't talk
Get
about
to
it.
The point.
We didn't talk about it on the phone. We spoke to it in the previous episode of the podcast.
See, this is the problem. We talk too much.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll see if the hash.
Anyway, you were doing something about a hashtag.
Yeah, I mentioned the hashtag in the last episode, and I wonder if anyone's actually done anything. Nope, has not.
Oh, Jackson, you got too much faith.
But also, if you guys are listening too, would you be interested in having a Discord server, maybe? The Average Blokes podcast, where you can get live updates for podcast, or even when we're live streaming something.
I guess we'll just have to share it with our... we'll have to... Jackson, I think we're going to have to start sharing it with people we know and get people we know to watch us first.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I like random strangers online.
I suppose, no, but what I'm saying is never mind. I won't say it.
Wise, very wise.
Yes.
Yeah, alright, so that probably... Oh, actually, one more thing I want to mention. I stuffed up on the uploading of the audio, so I accidentally uploaded the recent episode on Spotify before uploading the one that was meant to go up before it.
Oh, is that why that one? I was like, okay, that makes more sense because I was like, are we up to this one already? I thought there was one more. I'm like, look, because I listened to it. I was like, we talked about this last week. Have I caught up that quickly?
Yeah, there's a missing episode that's online now, so... Yeah, that's on me. So, but that episode will be published on the 14th, so tomorrow, I believe, at about 6:30, 7 o'clock.
No worries, and that's good to know. I'll listen to it tomorrow then.
No, you'll be listening to it tomorrow night because it comes out this time tomorrow.
Oh, I gotta wait a whole day.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I could publish it a little bit early if you want.
Jackson, we need to make one a day. All right, I need my content hit.
Are you saying that the podcasts you listen to are boring?
No, I'm saying I've finished all of them.
Oh.
In fact, I was lucky enough, I think, let me check. I think it released today. I listened to an episode of Distractable. The latest episode was posted... Oh, no, it was posted the other day.
Yeah, I've got 2 or 3 of them saved up in my backlog as well, because I've been favouring another certain show. So.
Wait a sec, that says... I'm just having a look here. Oh, maybe that's 2021. Oh, yeah. Oh, they released... That's weird.
Yeah, you know what? They're weirdly releasing 2 videos and 2 episodes a week now.
Yeah, I heard that in one of the episodes. No, it's weird because I skipped... I'm halfway through the latest one, but I skipped the episode where they talk about video game tier lists again.
Oh, yeah, part 2.
Part 2. Oh, no, they're running out of content already.
You don't see us doing part 2s, do you?
Not yet.
Although we have had repetitive topics, but at the same time, we've kept it fresh.
I suppose, except when you bring up talking to me about what you guys
well, I forget
on the phone and
Like, this is why we're doing a podcast, because it reminds ourselves of what we've already talked about.
I suppose that's they probably 100%. They probably did part 2s because people asked for them. That's what would have happened.
Probably, yeah. Yep.
We'll just copy their episodes and do a Would You Rather.
But we'll do a better. Oh, we should actually totally do that.
Yes.
Except we got to come up with our own scenarios though.
Yes.
You got to do some homework, Troy.
Yeah.
This is the thing. If you want more content, you got to be putting in the.
No.
I can't carry this show by myself.
Yeah.
There were way too many years and not enough yeah. That means no, for those who are wondering.
Alright, I'm done. Are
All right,
you done?
guys.
I'm finished.
Thank you guys for watching and listening to us. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you want to see the visual format. Otherwise, check us out on Spotify, Acast, and Apple Podcasts.
No.
This guy's still having somebody's dreams.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Bye. Bye.